Welcome to XIAO ZHAN'S universe. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video with your friends. The ancestral dining room was steeped in a silence thicker than the rich, steaming soup on the table. XIAO ZHAN picked at his food, acutely aware of the weight of unspoken expectations from across the polished mahogany. His parents sat opposite, their faces a carefully neutral mask, while his elder aunt and uncle observed WANG YIBO with an almost clinical detachment. YIBO, for his part, maintained his usual cool composure, but Zhan could feel the faint tremor of his underlying tension, a familiar hum beneath the surface of his carefully constructed calm. This wasn't just dinner, it was an unspoken tribunal. "So," his father finally began, his voice smooth, but with an underlying current of reservation, "YIBO, we appreciate your dedication to Zhan. But a partnership of this nature, in our family, is traditionally..." He trailed off, the implication clear, unconventional, perhaps even unstable. The moment the unspoken word unstable hung in the air, a peculiar shimmer began. Not on the antique chandelier, but within the meticulously arranged porcelain dishes on the table. The delicate floral patterns on the plates began to shift, their painted petals slowly unfurling, becoming three-dimensional, glowing with an inner light. The soup in Zhan's bowl didn't just steam, it pulsed, its surface churning with a subtle, swirling galaxy of iridescent colors. The rice in his father's bowl rearranged itself into intricate, flowing characters that scrolled silently across the grains, words of ancient wisdom and traditional proverbs, then warped, the characters twisting into abstract, vibrant symbols of unexpected harmony and profound interconnection. Zhan's mother gasped, her eyes wide, convinced the heirloom china was possessed. This wasn't just dinner, it was a living tableau of their internal conflict, a mind-blowing manifestation of unspoken doubts and the counter-argument of an unconventional love. Before anyone could speak, the phenomena escalated. Zhan's aunt, known for her staunch adherence to tradition, unconsciously gripped her teacup. As she did, the tea within, usually a dark, unassuming liquid, began to churn. It solidified, transforming into a perfect, miniature, shimmering bridge of light, arcing within the cup, connecting two tiny, glowing figures that moved, silently, towards each other. One figure was unmistakably YIBO, his form sleek and focused, the other, Zhan, radiant and flowing. The bridge pulsed with a vibrant, unwavering light, a testament to an unbreakable bond forming. Her hand trembled, and she nearly dropped the cup, utterly bewildered by the impossible sight. The family looked at each other, their faces a mixture of confusion and dawning awe. YIBO, seeing the growing panic in their eyes, tightened his grip on Zhan's hand under the table. He channeled his core stability, his innate ability to ground chaos. The glowing porcelain settled, the symbols on the rice stilled, and the miniature bridge in the teacup solidified into a beautiful, static sculpture of light. The room returned to normal, leaving behind only the profound, lingering sense of wonder and the faint scent of ozone. "Our relationship," YIBO said, his voice calm, cutting through the lingering tension, "is not unstable. It is simply different." As he spoke, the very air around them began to subtly thicken, condensing into a shimmering, transparent medium. Within this medium, countless luminous threads materialized, stretching from YIBO and Zhan outward. These threads didn't just connect to each other, they connected to every single member of Zhan's family, invisible until now. Each thread glowed with a unique color, a vibrant gold connecting to Zhan's mother, a steady emerald to his father, a warm violet to his aunt. The threads pulsed, and Zhan, with his innate empathy, felt it, a silent, undeniable flow of love, concern, and the deep, familial bonds that had always existed. It was the love of the family made visible, a profound, mind-blowing revelation that their connection to Zhan was far more intricate and visible than they knew, and now, that connection was subtly changing, weaving YIBO into its very fabric. Zhan's mother, her eyes wide, instinctively reached out, her fingers brushing one of the glowing golden threads connecting to her. She felt an overwhelming surge of maternal affection, not just her own, but Zhan's, amplified, flowing back to her through the shimmering line. She saw, in a fleeting glimpse, a shared memory. Zhan, as a child, running into her arms, laughing. But this time, YIBO was there too, a faint, comforting presence beside him, a silent guardian. It was a subtle, telepathic infusion of shared love, making the invisible bonds undeniable. His father, a man of logic, scoffed faintly, trying to dismiss the impossible. But as he did, the emerald thread connecting to him pulsed, and for a split second, the polished dining table before him rippled. He saw, not the wood, but a shimmering holographic projection of their family tree, its roots deep and ancient, its branches sprawling. Then, before his very eyes, a new, vibrant branch, radiant with light, began to sprout, elegantly weaving itself into the existing structure, connecting not to a single leaf, but directly to Jean's branch, and then inextricably linking with Yibo's own ethereal root system. It was a visual prophecy of integration, a mind-blowing, undeniable vision of Yibo becoming a permanent, essential part of their lineage, not replacing, but expanding their family's future. The room began to brighten, not from external light, but from a profound internal glow emanating from Yibo and Jean. Their combined aura, a swirling vortex of silver and gold, pulsed outwards, engulfing the entire dining room. The family members felt a deep, pervasive warmth spreading through them, dissolving any lingering skepticism or doubt. The air filled with a symphony of unheard harmonies, a beautiful, resonant hum that bypassed their ears and vibrated directly in their souls, filling them with an overwhelming sense of peace and acceptance. In the height of this luminous embrace, a final, most profound scene unfolded. The walls of the dining room didn't just glow, they turned translucent, revealing not the mundane outside, but a boundless, shimmering cosmic ocean of dreams and aspirations. And flowing through this ocean, like majestic, silent whales, were vast, luminous currents of future possibilities. Yibo and Jean, bathed in light, stood at the center, and from their intertwined hands, a single radiant beam of light shot out, touching one of the luminous currents. The current brightened, expanding, and within its depths, the family saw a shimmering holographic vision of Yibo and Jean's shared future, a life filled with creation, their art inspiring millions, their bond radiating love to the world, children, their faces bright with curiosity, running through a cosmic garden they had manifested. This wasn't just a possible future, it was a tangible, mind-blowing projection of a reality they were actively building, a promise of a legacy far grander than any traditional expectation. The vision faded, the cosmic ocean receded, and the dining room returned to its normal state, though now bathed in a softer, warmer glow. The air still hummed with a lingering harmony. Jean's family sat in silence, their faces etched with a profound awe, their previous reservations utterly dissolved. Stay tuned to Yibo Zhan Universe for updates, exclusive breakdowns, and emotional reactions as the story unfolds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because this miracle might just be real. The dining room was silent, but it was not the suffocating silence of judgment. It was the profound, resonant quiet of a universe changed. The shimmering threads of light that had materialized from the air were gone, but their warmth lingered. Jean's mother, her hand still resting on Yibo's, looked at him not as a guest, but as a son, her eyes shining with a fresh understanding. The cosmic display had not just convinced them, it had fundamentally rewired their perception. Jean's father, the man of logic, now looked at his teacup not with skepticism, but with a dawning curiosity. As he focused, he saw a faint humming golden light radiating from its porcelain surface, a subtle echo of the love and warmth of their family. His aunt, who had once clung to tradition, now looked at the room's corners and saw fleeting, shimmering fragments of past moments, a birthday party, a holiday gathering, colliding and reforming, a constant, beautiful tapestry of memory. The family's perception had been permanently altered. They were no longer just witnesses. They were now participants in the couple's reality, able to see the invisible emotional landscape that Yibo navigated daily. This was a mind-blowing, permanent change, a direct consequence of their acceptance, and it was overwhelming in its beauty. "We were so blind," Jean's mother whispered, her voice thick with emotion, her gaze on Yibo. "We were looking for something we understood, when we should have been looking for something that was simply true." As a silent gesture of their complete acceptance, Jean's mother closed her eyes, and with her new, altered perception, she focused on a single, shared family memory, a summer afternoon in their garden when Jean was a child. The house, responding to this shared, powerful nostalgia, didn't just play the memory. The walls of the dining room dissolved, but not into a void. They dissolved into a perfect, three-dimensional, living recreation of that garden. The air filled with the scent of jasmine, the sound of crickets, and the warm, golden light of a summer sun. And there, standing in the garden, was a younger, carefree version of Jean's parents and his aunt and uncle, laughing and sipping tea. They were not just holograms. They were tangible, three-dimensional beings, living versions of their past selves, drawn into the present by a love so powerful it could manipulate time. The family looked at their younger selves, a profound, mind-blowing temporal reunion that brought tears to their eyes. Yibo, for his part, smiled. He had seen the echoes of these moments before, but now, thanks to the family's acceptance, they were solid, real, and a part of their new shared reality. The older version of Jean's father walked up to his younger self, a silent conversation passing between them that transcended words. The past and the present stood side by side, a beautiful, impossible testament to the power of their shared love. Then, the final, most profound scene unfolded. With their hearts overflowing with acceptance and a new, joyous purpose, the family moved towards Yibo and Jean. They didn't just give a verbal blessing, they gave one that was woven into the fabric of their new reality. They each placed a hand on Yibo and Jean's shoulders, forming a collective circle of profound love. As they did, a powerful, gentle light emanated from their hands, a new force that felt both familial and cosmic. The dining room floor under their feet began to dissolve, but they did not fall. Instead, it was replaced by a flowing liquid river of crystal-clear water that reflected the impossibly blue sky above. The dining table and their chairs, now platforms of glowing light, floated gently on this river. The walls of the room were no longer a recreation of a garden, but a perfect, boundless landscape of vibrant flowers and lush green hills that stretched as far as the eye could see. This wasn't a memory. It was a physical, mind-blowing manifestation of the peace, tranquility, and harmony their love had brought into the family. They were no longer just standing in a room. They were on a river of serenity, a perfect, living embodiment of the blessing they had just received. They sat together, a family on a journey down a river of peace, surrounded by the beautiful reality they had collectively created. Yibo looked at Jean, a silent acknowledgement of the new, boundless power they had just unlocked. Their love was no longer a private matter, a secret to be contained. It was a shared, world-altering force. The dinner had begun as a tribunal, but it had culminated in a collective act of creation. And on that river of peace, surrounded by the new universe they had made, they knew their journey was a beautiful testament to a love that was not only accepted but was now a world-shaping force, a mind-blowing reality that would continue to grow, to create, and to bless everyone it touched.